Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Chris here from Fake Sports News Access Rotation. However the flip, you know me on these interwebs, and I'm bringing you guys a quick recap of what happened during week 4 of stage 1 of the CDL, that, of course, being the last week of qualifiers going into Major 1 in Madrid, Spain. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's kick things off. As you guys can see, Chiboy kicked it off with a nice little upset for the weekend. Wow, and I went against the spread. Okay, so 75% of the community said Royal Ravens. You guys know I was quite confident in my pick of Vancouver Surge. I felt like Royal Ravens are just on kind of a downturn right now, and Surge are kind of on an upkick. Like, their teamwork has been phenomenal, as I said before, and I just like what I'd seen from this roster comp. 04 had previously dropped 40 in the series before, and I was really favoring 04 and Abuza's. You guys, wow, look at 04. I mean, MVP for sure. Wow. Yeah, so I really liked what I'd seen from Carolina. I'm sorry, Vancouver, just in terms of their cohesion as a team and the way they played things. I thought it would be a very close series, and I liked what I saw from them in S&D. So this was a sweat series, but yeah, it was definitely fun. Looking at map 1, we of course had Gwyn dropping a bomb on their head tops. Gwyn and TJ Haley, of course. Yeah, 39 and 31, you're going to get it done most times. And then Slasher and Vivid both contributed as well. So everyone on the Seattle side, I'm sorry, Vancouver side was negative. And yeah, that was the difference maker there. They were just putting a lot of pressure on the map, and Gwyn was 39-26. It is what it is. Looking at map 2, Vancouver definitely got their get back, and 04, he led the charge here. He was 11-6, and yeah, that's pretty much the story there. Rough showing on the Ravens side from everybody but Gwyn. He had a very solid performance at 10-7, but yeah, it wasn't enough to get it done when Surge was playing as they were. Sorry about that little pop-up. Looking at the map 3, we of course had Gwyn going absolutely nuts on the Carolina Royal Ravens side, dropping 28-16, but no cigar, as you could see on the Vancouver Surge side. It was a very even effort from all the boys. 04 with 23, Hixie with 23 as well, and Nasty with 21. So they had consistent pressure on the map, and that's how they got it done in the round 5. Looking at the map for Skyline Hardpoint, we of course had a bomb from TJ and Gwyn, and Slasher as well. Everybody here dropped 30, except for Vivid. And then on the other side, 04 dropped 33 as the lone performer on the Vancouver Surge who really did something positive, and that's really the difference there. So 250 to 218, very solid showing from both teams. And yeah, that's how we chained it into a map 5 where both came out hot, it must be said. And behind a dual double-digit bomb from 04 and Hixie, they were able to get it done in the round 11, as you guys are probably seeing on screen now. Yeah, so the kills were pretty even here. We had 10, 11. Wow, pretty efficient from Carolina. They forced a round 11 with only what looks to be 24 kills versus the 30 of Vancouver Surge. So that's pretty impressive. Carolina, that's a very serviceable S&D, given the fact that they were outslayed by a matter of 6 kills. It's pretty impressive they were able to bring it to round 11. But Seattle Surge just looked better here. And 04 was just, yeah, he was a monster. You guys know 04 is my player to watch last week coming into this. So this was a banger series and a bang out as well. So great way to kick off the weekend. And then we, of course, chain that into another Game 5 banger. Surprising Game 5 banger, excuse me, between the Heretics and the LA Thieves. So we kick things off on Vault HP as per usual with the Thieves. They love playing Vault. And everybody on the Thieves side did very well. Ghosty dropped 29, Scrap dropped 34. When your AR duo is cooking like that, I mean, you're going to win, right? And then looking at map 2 protocol, the Heretics, they just capitalized on how weak the Thieves have been looking in S&D as of late. And yeah, they just got it done here. I mean, no one on Thieves got more than 5 kills. Envoy was a kill leader with 5. And then on the other side, Real was 10-2, and Lucky was 9-3. You're not stopping those guys, you're not going to win for sure. Looking at map 3, of course, the Thieves got their lick back. Ghosty was 29-18, and his AR duo Scrap was 29-14. So Ernie said 619 where. Looking at map 4 Hossie Hardpoint, we of course had the LA Thieves taking the L here. The Heretics came out hot. Lucky and of course Rancor were the absolute dons of the Miami side. And Real, he was right there with them. But on the LA Thieves side, the only people who put up serviceable numbers were Hydra and Ghosty, and then Scrap was 15 and 25. So Looks like Hossy's not one of his favorite maps, but they got it done the map 5, luckily. Well, S&D, definitely one of his favorites here. He was 10-2, so I guess he proved me wrong. But Hardpoint has been really rough for Scrap on Hacienda, so I'm not 100% wrong there. Yeah, Hydra 7-6, Ghosty 8-3, and then yeah, on the Heretic side, everybody had a rough one. So yeah, I mean the Thieves, they got it done here as they should. It was really the Hossie hard point where things kind of went to hell in a handbasket. If you get a more consistent performance from Scrap and a better performance from Envoy, this probably was not close. But yeah, Miami, they handled business as they should, and that's the thing to really take away from this. So yeah, only 5% of people thought Miami had a chance to win. And speaking of the fan predictions, let's look at who expected Boston to win. About 12% of the community. So not many people, but some saw the upset as a possibility. But life didn't, unfortunately, for the Boston Breach fans. Yeah, so looking at map 1, Celium 35-28, Draws at 37-21, and Simpin 39-27 is insane. Abizi, excuse me, he was minus 12, but when your teammates are cooking like that, you really don't have to do anything. On the other side, Purge, he kept it going. He kept the party going, 34-31, and then Cammy 33-32. Both serviceable performances from them, it must be said. Then on the map 2, Faze, of course, they chained that. Cell 7-1, Draws 8-2, Sim 5-4, BZ 4-3, and everybody on the Boston Breach side very negative. Great showing from Faze. Proto's definitely one of their better S&Ds and also one of their better controls. So this scoreline is not all too surprising. 3-0 to send us home with a 3-0 on Friday to close it out. Cell with 21-13, Simp with 22-16. I mean, not really a lot to write home about here. This was just a clean sweep from Faze. Very dominant series. And then we got into Saturday's matches where I had my first loss of the week. Minnesota taking on Vancouver. You guys know I was expecting Vancouver to go 1-1 this week. I wasn't super sold on their strength, but they forced a lot of round 11s, man. I'm making a round 11 movie this week going into the major, so hope you guys check that out and enjoy it. But yeah, I mean, Vancouver, they are icy as hell, dude. They're just insane. So looking at it again, who but my boy 04 for the MVP of the series? He had a weekend, man. I love 04. This guy, I'm a fan. So he had a crazy weekend. 138 kills. He actually set the CDL record for most kills in a series. So super typical out of him. And then looking at the map 1, we of course had the Vancouver Surge coming out hot, 250-237. Behind Bombs from 04 and Nasty, 42-33, and 38-36 for the boys. And then on the Minnesota Rokkr side, we had Nero dropping 44. Everybody else putting up very strong performances. This was absolutely a bang out between these two teams. And then Hixie, 21-39, just had a rough one. So, hey, if you go 21-39, your teammates win, you got to be happy with it, right? Then in the map 2, we had the Estriel show. My brother Justice was back again with another dominant bomb, and he dropped 13-6 for the dub in the round 11, whereas 04 on the other side had 9-7. Hixie and Nasty had 8 respectively, and Abuza 5-8. Rough one for him, but the Rokkr were able to ice up and get it done. Respectable performance from them in that round 11. And then we chained that into the map 3. Sorry, my teabag just fell into the actual cup thing, so I'm like, oof. But yeah, so map 3, we had the Vancouver Surge, Abuza, and 04 went absolutely nuts, dropping dual 1.2s. And then on the other side, we had Estriel and Geo putting up a very strong performance for the Rokkr side, but not good enough to get it done, as it were. Then in map 4, Rokkr got their lick back despite the 46 from 04. Oh my god, 46 is crazy. So yeah, we had dual 40 bombs from the Minnesota Rokkr side. Estriel and Geo went absolutely bonkers, bro. Holy! 44-28 and 43-32 is absolutely nuts. Those two, yeah, you're going to get to a game 5 if you have two teammates dropping a 40 bomb and then Nero dropping 36. Those boys were shooting. Then looking at the map 5, we had another round 11 for the Surge. These guys love their round 11s, man. Holy! They're going to be in the movie very prominently. Wow. 04, he dropped another bomb, 11-6, Nasty 9-7, Hixie 8-8, and Abuza 7-8 to get it done. And then on the opposite side, Geo 9-8, Nero 8-9, Estriel 8-9, and Paul X 4-9. So you get a better performance from Paul. You're thinking Rokkr probably get it done a little bit earlier, but this was just a banger of a series. If you missed it, please go back and watch it. I mean, look at this. 13 points in the first map, 26 in the fourth map, One round, one round, one round. This is one of the closest series we've had this year, for sure. 13, 26. Wow. I mean, 39 points between two hard points is an insane differential for a series. But I digress. I mean, definitely go back and watch that one. That's one of my series of the year for sure. Now, looking at our next series, we of course had the LA Gorillas mate taking on the Vegas Falcons, and as many of us expected, DoorDash was the only standout on the Falcon side with a 1.09. And then, of course, we had our MVP on the LAG side, Kismet. I've always wondered why this is his profile picture. Maybe he asked for it for the memes, but yeah, comedy nonetheless. Looking at the map on Skyline, I'm guessing Kiz, yeah, Linz went absolutely nuts. 37 and 30 is crazy. And then Skies was there to support him as well with a 26 and 18, and Kismet with a 27 and 23 to boot. Definitely going to get it done. Vegas Falcons on the other side, they definitely had a decent performance from King and Dahum, but Xnid 17 and 34 just not going to get it done. A rare bad series for Xnid. He's been a shooter. Expecting to get it back in the next one. Map 2, Falcons put up a very solid performance. King and Dahum, they dropped 10 and 11, so that's very respectable out of them. But Kismet, the Bulldog, he's finally been unleashed. He was 14 and 5. He was running around doing everything on the map. And then Priesta, of course, absolutely went nuts. He's 12 and 4, so they both had a series. I mean, 26 between two players is nuts. Then map 3, we of course had a very solid showing from the Vegas Falcons on the side of Dahum and Xnid, but on the side of LAG, they were just a little bit better. And yeah, Kismet and Linz, it was really just them. They took over, and the SMG duo got it done to get it done in 3. Let's look at the communities. Wait, we looked at that one. Misclick. So, yeah, most people thought that LAG would get it done, but 17% thought Falcons would get it done. Interesting. So let's look at the Carolina versus Miami series. I got this one exactly correct. Okay, so 28% said Miami. So people are backing Miami. That's respectable. So looking at it, we of course kicked things off with, well, let's look at the overview first. So our MVP from the Carolina side was TJ Halley. Pretty surprising. TJ's been having a great season, as I say every video, but yeah, 1.35 from Tej and a 0.85 from Gwen was definitely not my bingo card. And looking at map 1, we of course had who else but Tej, 38 and 26, dropping a bomb for the Ravens. But the Miami Heretics, their team play was just phenomenal in this one, and they get it done from a pretty strong showing across the board from all the boys, with the exception of Metals. He had a rough weekend. But Rancor was the kill leader here with 30, and that's the difference maker there. Map 2, we had the Miami Heretics with more efficient play. Of course, that map 1 was extremely efficient considering the fact they weren't outslaying that crazy. But map 2, they definitely were super in control here. Super efficient S&D play on red card. They just looked very comfortable. They clearly like red card a lot, and they are comfortable with the reps they have on it. And it showed in this series. So, yeah, I mean, they looked great. And, yeah, Real had 12 and 6. Lucky had 9. And they got it done. Looking at map 3, Carolina finally got their lick back, and yeah, it was really the TJ Halley and Vivid show. They dropped 32 and 26 respectively, and that's how they got it done. Lucky 25, Metals 28, Real 24. I mean, respectable showings from everybody on the Heretics except for Rancor, who had a rough one, but yeah, Carolina just a little too much here. Map 4, they took that momentum from map 3, chained it. Gwyn, he got back. He got his get back finally. And he had a 1.4 with a 28 and 20 scoreline. And then on the Heretic side, everybody but Metals was negative. So, yeah, that's all that can be said there. And then on the map 5, Carolina righted the ship. And Slasher and TJ, they threw it back to the World War II days. Dual 12 bombs to get it done. Rancor was the only one on the Miami Heretics. Well, Rancor and Real, they tried to put up a decent fight, but close but no cigar. So the Carolina Royal Ravens were able to right the ship and end things 5-2. After a 2-game skid. And yeah, they're looking pretty good going into Major 1. And so are Miami, it must be said. Even though they're 2 and 5, they look pretty good. I think they secured winner's bracket. So looking at the first series of Sunday, we had the Boston Breach upsetting the LA Thieves, much to the chagrin of most of the community. Cammy dropped a .57? What?
7?
.57? All right,
7?
guys. I'm sorry. Wow, Snoopy, yeah, definitely MVP of the series, 1.23, the only person on Boston in the green. Wow. Wow, look at map 1, guys. Wow. Wow. I feel like Kobe White, bro. 1.78 from Snoopy. This is the ultimate takeover I've seen this year. This is the ultimate takeover. This is insane. Against the super team, no less. This is actually insane. Snoopy was absolutely aura farming on this map 1. Hydra 34 and 29, very respectable. But Snoopy, this is all time. All time belt to ass. Wow, and they changed into the map too. Oh my god! 15 and 8? Bro, I was watching the Eagles game. I missed this. 10 and 6 from Scrap is very typical, but yeah, I'll be honest. I was watching the Eagles game. I missed this. Wow, 15 and 8 from Snoop is insane. That's generational. And then LA Thieves, they got their lick back on map 3 with a 3-0 Hacienda control. Hydra 18 and 9, Scrap 17 and 6. Yeah, they definitely looked good here. And then map 4 Protocol, they stopped watching the Eagles game, I guess. Ghosty was 35 and 17, Envoy 31 and 26, Hydra 23 and 22, and Scrap 28 and 27. So yeah, they were just better. And then map 5, the Boston Breach, they went nuts. Snoopy 8 and 6, Purge 12 and 6, and Awakening 6 and 5. Holy! Wow, Scrap was the only one on the Thieves with a valiant effort, but everybody else just got tucked to bed good night, sent to Spain on a low note. Wow, both teams are 5 and 2, and Breach should overtake LA Thieves in seeding with this one, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll check out the bracket at the end of the video. So looking at our second to last matchup of the weekend, we of course had Cloud9 taking on my home team, Atlanta Faze. And you guys know I was expecting Faze to get it done with a 3-0 because I figured Cloud9 online was just rough. And looking at the series overview, we of course had Cell as our MVP. I mean, yeah. 1.43, you're going to get MVP of the series. Looking at map 1, we of course had Cell coming out hot with a 1.44 and then Simp being the kill leader with 30. I mean, FaZe just got it done in absolutely dominant fashion. The only player from the C9 side that looked really solid was Mac with a 1.29. Then on map 2, we had a round 11 barn burner for the ages, and then Cloud9 was able to take it in heartbreaking fashion for me. I wanted a 3-0 just so I could watch the game in peace. But yeah, Mac had other plans. He went nuts in the round 11, and he was the one who got Cloud9 that decisive victory. Then they changed it into a map 3. I'm sorry, they took it to map 3 where FaZe, they of course took the upper hand once again behind dual 25 bombs from the AR duo. Celium and Draws, they went absolutely nuts. Attach was the only one on the C9 side that really could shoot back effectively. And then on map 4, C9, they brought it down to the wire. FaZe, honestly, they choked this one. They just let their foot off the gas. And, they didn't play spawns that well. Cell did everything he could. I mean, 42 and 31 is insane, but, you know, Simp 30 and 37, and BZ 31 and 38. Not going to get it done. And then, in the game 5, S&D, we had a 6-4 decisive one from FaZe. Cell 1v3 was definitely the difference maker here. Without that, it would have been a round 11. So, Celium, he ate his Wheaties, and he was the difference maker in this series for sure. So, yeah. Honestly, I am very encouraged as a FaZe fan going into Major 1. The S&D looks very solid, even though round 11, like, happened almost twice in this series.
Attach is hitting insane.
The first one could be, like, negated if different things go a different way. And the second one, if Attach doesn't get that nade on the car, you could argue it's probably still a 6-4. But if he did get the 1v3, then it would have been, I guess, a 6-3. So, yeah, great showing from both teams. Cloud9, most people were writing them off, saying that they're trash and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, their online ping thing, we've known their situation since season start. So, after that, you guys know I was pretty much fading Cloud9 every series because playing with that ping diff is impossible. So, yeah. Great showing from them, though. In spite of the ping cheese, they looked really good here, and they took FaZe to the wire. So, yeah, that's a really respectable showing from the Cloud9 side. And, of course, Atlanta FaZe, to me, they are the favorites to win this tournament, even though they faltered, losing their first 3 series in December. Yeah. So, looking at our last series of the weekend, 84% of the community is probably fair. OpTic is the biggest fan base in the community, so most people were expecting them to get it done. As you guys can see, I expect them to get it done in 5, but they got it done in 4. So, solid showing from Hook. You guys know Hook was my player to watch last week. I said he was going absolutely nuts, and he's just been having a great season. Ever since he got called up from Challengers in place of AG after week 1, Hook has just never looked back. He does not want to relinquish the spot on OpTic now that he's gotten it back for the second time. So I'm so happy for Kyler, man. He's always been one of my favorite players ever since AW. So I'm happy for the guy, man. He's finally on OpTic, and he's finally, like, hitting his stride. He's finally comfortable, got a good team. I'm so happy for the guy. Look at him. He's smiling in this picture, man. Just makes you happy. Look at Hook, so inspirational. So, yeah, looking at map one, we of course had strong showings from everybody but the man I've been talking about. Dashy 31 and 27, Kenny 30 and 24, Shotzi 35 and 20. Jesus. Yeah, they were cooking. Everybody on the ultra side, red, rough showing. Looking at the map 2, red card S&D OpTic, they chained that momentum from map 1, and they said, hey, we are trying to watch this Chiefs game. We're trying to see who's going to the Super Bowl to face the Birds. And yeah, I mean, they got it done pretty decisively. 6 to 4 is pretty decisive. Hook the Nuke, he's been an S&D mastermind this year. It's actually amazing. Him and Shotzi, they were cooking. I'm going to post a clip that I posted on Twitter showing how they've been dancing on everybody. But yeah, they've been cooking, man. They're looking like Robotnik and Grandpa. So, yeah. 20 kills from your SMG duo on red card. Probably going to get it done. And they did with a 6-4, like I said. Map 3, the Toronto Ultra got their lick back. Finally, CleanX 28 and 21 is how they really, here's the tip of the spear. That's how they got it done. Hook on the other side and Dashy, they tried, but, you know, Shotzi 16 and 24 and Kenny 22 and 27. Definitely not going to get it done like that. And that's how we got to the map 4, where OpTic, of course, they maintain their dominance. Dashy 39 and 30, Hook 37 and 23. Good God. Kenny 34 and 31, and Shotzi 30 and 31 to get it done, with everybody on the Toronto side being in the red. Yeah, I mean, OpTic, they look great going into Major 1. Personally, I'm expecting an OpTic versus Faze finals. Not getting too far ahead of myself, but they look to be the clear-cut 1 and 2 right now. So yeah, we'll see how things go going into the Major. Yeah, so without further ado, let's check out the CDL Major 1 leaderboards, see how your boy's doing. I'm currently 278. Nice. We are climbing, baby. Not bad. And let's check out the bracket. All right, here we go. Here's the bracket. So we have winners round 1 matchups loaded here. I think winners round 1 starts at 5 a.m. Eastern time on Thursday or something like that. So yeah, that should be fun. Or maybe this is correct. Maybe it's 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure. Anyways, so here's the round 1 matches. We have OpTic versus Heretics. Oh my god. OpTic versus Heretics in Madrid is going to be insane. I can see why that's last match of the day.
Vamos! And that's
Boston
gonna do
versus FaZe. We're running it back after last week. Wow, after the 3-0, that's going to be very interesting. You know Boston's not going to come out as flat as they did, so that'll be one to have circled, certainly. It'll be an interesting one. They'll probably take FaZe to the limits, or they'll try to. I don't know. I feel like FaZe is better, but I feel like it'll be interesting. Toronto versus Surge is going to be a very interesting one. You guys know I'm very high on Surge. And after the really rough series that Toronto had against OpTic, this will be interesting. Also, Surge beat Ultra in the minor. So that's another interesting one. And then looking at our second to last matchup of the day, we of course have the Carolina Royal Ravens taking on the LA Thieves. That'll be an interesting one. Carolina has been very hot, and LA Thieves have been very not at times. So yeah, I mean it's the battle of two teams who have been hot and cold this season at various times against teams that we weren't really expecting them to be. So this will be a very interesting one. So definitely check that one out. And then in elimination round 1, we'll see somebody falling to LAG. So that'll be interesting, whoever falls to them. Not really sure how this bracket shakes out. When I do my pick'ems, it'll obviously make more sense. But whoever falls to LAG is not going to have an easy series. Those guys have somewhat seemed to figure out how they want to play, and they're applying a little bit more pressure on the map. So they're looking a little bit more comfortable. And on land, you expect all 4 of these players to be considerably better. So yeah, I would say this is definitely a tough out, for whoever falls to them. Falcons, I would expect those guys to probably want to play a little bit better on land as well. Not sure if they will, but I'd expect them to definitely try to play up. Rokkr, they are definitely a very dangerous team to fall to. You don't want to fall to these guys. They've been a very solid team, and they've gotten it done in some very close series. If you get better performances from Paul X consistently, this would definitely be a very, very dangerous team. So if Paul X can turn around on land, watch out for Rokkr. Cloud9, I'm looking at these guys to be the absolute dark horse of the tournament just because they've been nerfed so badly by online cheese. I feel like when they get to land, they're going to be super buffed. Like, they've been playing so handicapped. It's going to be like when Rock Lee took off the gauntlets on Naruto, bro. So yeah, that is my thoughts on the bracket going into it just at first glance. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to come back to the channel on Wednesday for a bracket preview with my GOAT Dempsey. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And share it with someone if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, catch you guys on the next one. The next video, of course, will be a preview of what to expect going into Major 1. And that will be with Dempsey. So catch you guys on that one. Hope you have a great morning, noon, or night, like I said before. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Once again, this is Chris from Fake Sports News, or Axis Rotation. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.